I do have my new glasses in, but it's going to take me like a month to get used to them. These are about broke. So I get this a twist. Well, it's going to make me stream like this tonight, doggone it. That's okay. Hi, music. Hi, Gypsy. I was going to try to do it in landscape, but it's going to make me do it in portrait. So we'll just deal with it and go on. I do have my new glasses in. It's just going to take me a long time to transition to them because they're a lot stronger. Hey, Denise, they're a lot stronger than what I'm used to. And I look like an old fogey. Do I not look like the Hallmark card woman? And the right one, there's something going on in the right one. I don't know. They may have to go and have them. I wanted bigger lenses. Look at how big my eyes look. I wanted bigger lenses so I could see more around me. So I got bigger lenses, hoping that I wouldn't, because my other ones were primarily for when I was on my laptop. These are so strong. I know I look like my mom. My mom used to wear the Superfly, Fearless Fly sunglasses and glasses. So, but I can, I've got a lot better range of sight. But the Goldberg show, I thought about that when I put them on. I'm not going to lie. I did. I thought about that when I put them on. It's going to take me a little while to transition to them because they're so potent. So I'm going to start kind of amping my eyes back up to be used to going. So these were the ones I had. And they were primarily for when I had to read in court and use my laptop. So I didn't really need them to see. I just needed to see them to look down, and I could look over them when I, had to be hateful to somebody that was across my desk. But I'm going to have to get used to everything again. It's just so weird. So I'm here working on gnomes. I've got a whole box. You're going to get me. I saw your video. Well, if I'm going to pack a box, I'm going to pack a box. I packed a box. Now, I will say you can thank Gypsy for those tops. Gypsy blessed me with a bunch of clothes, really gorgeous clothes. Some of them fit me and some of them didn't because I have just ginormously huge shoulders. I've got shoulders broader than David's. It is what it is. And so a lot of the stuff that I was going to pop, I knew that you could wear, and I sent to you. And then I even had 2 big winter coats to take to the local charity shop that everything that sells benefits families in need. So Gypsy's been a huge blessing to a lot of people already. But yeah, I figured if I was going to send you a box, I might as well send a box. Send a box and just send everything I needed to send. And I wasn't going to send a box without sending one of my little gnomes for you. So I've had some local people ask about gnomes today. I posted pictures on Facebook, and I had some local people ask about them today. So I might sell some local before we even get to the sale. I know, Oscar, I dropped my fabric. I'll pick it up in just a minute. This dog. He's just so worried about me. I'm basically tonight, my plan is to make gnomes until I run out of glue. I've got to do a Walmart order. I hate giving Walmart money. I'm just not going to lie. I just hate giving Walmart money. But I've got to do a Walmart order and get me some more glue, and I'll have the little boy deliver it. He's not little. He's 30-something. My God. I act like such a grandma. But that way David doesn't have to run after it. I can just have Jacob bring it, and I can get me some new glue sticks because I'm running low. But David is going to try to cut me a piece of beaver pelt tonight because I want to make a reindeer gnome. I have it in my head. I don't know how it will work out, but in my head it looks beautiful. But I don't know if it will work out in reality. But I'm gonna go for it, and we're gonna see if it works, and I hope it works. So in my head, it's going to be beautiful and it's going to work out. I did quite a bit this morning, and then I had to rest and edit some stuff for David because he worked half a night, so he's already home and back in the fur shed. The man does not know how to rest. So I edited his video and got it live for him earlier, and then I rested a little bit because my eyes were getting wonky. And I love these little orange beard guys. They're so cute. I had one that turned out to look like Lane, and I sent him a picture, and he said, "Oh my God, it looks like me." At least you're not a grandma trying to look 17. Hey, man. I'm only 44, but I feel like I'm about 64. And most of my friends are older. I'm just not gonna lie. Most of my friends are older. I've had some friends since kindergarten, and then most of my other friends are older. And I think it's because I am one of those anomalies from Appalachia. So I've been trying to put price tags on them as I make them so that when they're on the table at the thing, they're, I don't know, I think those just, I mean, and it's that Midwestern, so it's super thick. I think those turned out so good. Oh, your grandson started as a correction officer today. You tell him to be careful, trust no one, and doubt anything said to him by inmates or management. That's the best tips he'll get. It's all about your gut. If it feels wrong, it is wrong, don't do it. And buddy, you got to keep your nose 10 times as clean as everybody else because you will be the one made an example of. I had to really have super high expectations of myself as an officer because how could I expect other people to have high expectations of themselves if I didn't have high expectations of myself as basically their role model in life. And so I was like, whew. I know, like I'll be one of those old ladies that are probably like break out the boho earrings and scarves and stuff and kind of look like a hippie at some points, but I will never try to look schmexy. No, it just won't happen. It will not happen. No, it's not how I roll. I'm having issues with my bangs tonight because I only have a few of them stuck out and it makes me look like I'm balding, but I swear I'm not. See, I'm always one of those that because of my cheeks, I always look young, but I act old. I'm drinking a Mountain Dew. David brought me a Mountain Dew because I needed jet fuel. So be prepared. It may kick in. It may not. I don't get many normal ones. And so when I do get a normal one, I try to really enjoy it. I dropped a bunch of stuff. Let me pick it up real quick. Okay. Now, when he brings in the beaver pelt, we will stop what we're doing and immediately try to make a reindeer. But that is hinged on whenever he thinks to bring that in. So that's all completely up to him. I cannot make that happen any quicker. So we will just wait and see when he decides to bring that in. I've got this blonde raccoon from this Midwestern trapper. And it is so pretty. It's just so pretty. And it's so full. And so I've been trying to make some gnomes out of it because it's just adorable. I don't think I've seen a prettier pelt for gnome making than these blonde coyotes. I mean, blonde raccoons. It is so pretty. It's a blonde raccoon. I really can't talk when I'm not thinking too hard. But I mean, these are beautiful pelts. And I've enjoyed working with something other than what I see every day here. So, I mean, I still am very thankful for what we have here, but it's nice to see different stuff every once in a while. Variety is great, especially when you're making gnomes 10,000 times a day. Isn't he cute? David's been wanting me to give almost all of them hats, but I've been trying to leave some of them raw because, I hate to cover up the beaver chew, but a lot of people do like them with hats, but I just hate to cover it all up because I think it's cute that the beaver made half of it for us. I just think that's really special. So I've given several hats that I wouldn't have, but I think he can rock himself completely, totally on his own. And I may do my little trick here and put a little tiny line of glue and kind of brush up the hair to cover the pelt line. Something's going through the barn lot making noise. I've got windows open. It is so warm here tonight. It's so warm. I just think he's adorable. I mean, he's just adorable. He's so cute. Trying to fill in this one thin spot right there. There you go. He's so cute. Oh, we got Nano in here. Hey, Nano. I'm telling you, this weather's been weird because I anticipated winter hitting hard and just being, just being a complete butthole. And it's been real cold already, and we've had snow in the air, just it didn't really stick. But I am amazed. I'm gonna give him a top knot. I am amazed at how warm it is here right now. It's like 70 something, like 73 or 75 today. It is just weird. And I mean, we have weird weather because where we're positioned, and it just is part of life for us now. But this has been a very weird and random warm spot. But now it was almost 70 a Christmas or two ago. Last Christmas we had snow on the ground. Because I remember Lane got out and played in it, and I got all over him because I was like, "Don't take your big expensive truck on the snow, on the ice, Dilbert." And he came to visit, so he's like, "Well, I came to visit you," so he knew I couldn't be super mad at him for being out in it. I gave him a top knot. I just really like the top knots. But it is freaking hot here today, y'all. I mean, it's hot. I had a fan on. I've had all the windows open. I had a fan turned on me. I had the front door open for a while. And all my feral cats want to act like lap cats when I open the front door. And I'm like, do not run in my house. And then I have to sit there and guard the front door. So I can't get anything done when I open the front door for the stupid cats. It was 80. Oh my gosh. See, I'm waiting for the back end to get through us because there's really bad storms tonight. I've been watching. I've got friends over in the area, and I mean, we don't keep in touch anymore, but I always think about them. And when bad weather goes through, I always worry about them. And I've been watching that area, and I've been like, that will get here soon. I just hope it is not as difficult when it gets here because it looks really rough right now, and I hate storms. And because we either have storms that hit the mountain and just dissipate because it has to go around the mountain, or we have storms that hit, and by the time they climb the mountain, they're so high and so strong that they just cannonball us. And it's always one or the other. It's never like in between. So I always hate this second severe storm time. I just don't like it at all. My goodness, what that little beaver was just like, I just leave one little curlicue. I mean, dedication, but why didn't you just snip that last little bit off? Yeah, and when those rains are so heavy and it's so wet and heavy and damp in the air and it's swirling and you just can't get away from it. Yeah, you just can't get away from it. I have had some body muscle things today, and I've been like, oh, that's probably the indication of what's to come. So I've been like, it'll be here soon. I'm just really hoping I do not go into flare again. I just don't even think about that. My body has been super weird this fall. Super weird. And so y'all know that, I have some days I do really well, and then you'll miss me for 4 or 5 because I just can't function. My body just is like, peace out. I'm done. And I'm like, wait for me. And I just can't function. My body just stops working, and it's weird, and I don't know You know, it's not anything I can fix. There's no medication for it. It's not like MS where they have stuff that can slow down the flares. It's just I have to deal with it and go on. And so I have days where I'm, you know, I may have 4 or 5 good weeks where I can function, and then I'll have a week where I am absolutely down for the count, and it irritates me to death. Now I'm going to cover almost all of this one in beard because I just don't like the way he looks. Sorry, I mean, I'm not knocking you that much, but I just don't like the way he looks. And I'm just trying to measure him to get him glued in the right spot. He's almost got a full wraparound beard, which will be nice for whoever buys him. That will be kind of cool. We've got so many ladybugs out right now at my house. Every time I vacuum my house and get the ladybugs up, they just come right back. And I'm like, I admit defeat. Y'all have won. You own my home right now. I understand. I am the loser. And the ladybugs have been horrible. And I hate ladybugs anyway, but they've been horrible this year. Yeah, if it could stay at 1, even if it was 70 with storms every once in a while, I would eventually get used to it. Any change creeps me out. Nano, I have made owls before, but I make them out of these or pieces of bark, like flat bark or flat pieces of wood with pine cone flakes, pine cone scales. And it takes me forever, so I don't make them often. It's been a while since I've made any. That may be something I need to make again. But if it would just pick like one weather theme and stick with it, my body would chill out. But that ain't gonna happen. That is not gonna happen. I wish it would happen. It would be great. But put his nose on. He does not have a whole lot of loose hair up top, so let me make sure I get this nose on nice and tight. I don't want it leaving. I hate, like, my biggest fear with making things is that I'm going to make something, somebody's going to get it, it's going to fall apart. And with the amount of glue I use, you would know that that's probably never going to happen, but it's still one of my worst fears, so. Still one of my worst fears. Hoping I feel a little bit more able to stand up and do some stuff tomorrow. I've got some stuff that really requires me to be up and mobile. So I'm hoping that my legs and muscles are in a better space tomorrow so I can be up and actively doing some painting and getting some stuff done on some bigger projects. I just need to get some painting done and get some prep work done on some larger stuff so that it's waiting on me when I have a better health day. And then I can finish it. So y'all know that I do things in stages. When I'm having a really good day, I try to get the larger things out of my way so that when I'm having the crappier days, I can sit and work on stuff. And I've just not had a really awesome day in a while. And so I'm really hoping that my body will give me a decent day this weekend before the weather crashes again so that I can get some of the larger stuff done so that when it does crash, I'm prepared to sit and work on some smaller things for a while. I just burnt myself. Let me curl his hat. Just burnt myself again. Oh, that one hurt. I sit here and slouch and kill my back. I need to not slouch. Okay, now because he's got this forward top knot, I'm going to tie this to where when somebody grabs it, hopefully they will not hurt themselves. Let me do this and I'll get back to the chat in just a second. I've got bluegrass playing in the background again, so if you think it's too loud, let me know, because I certainly don't want YouTube to get grumpy with me again. YouTube tends to hate me, likes to give me strikes. YouTube got really strike happy there for a while, and I was like, why are you striking me? I ain't done nothing. But, boy, Elon Musk has certainly ticked people off with the Twitter changes, hasn't he? It's funny to watch people like really think that society is falling apart because someone is changing a social media platform. Because if you really look at it, we've lost nothing of value. Nothing of value. That platform does nothing but normally incite bad behavior. But because nobody now has their platform for their toddler tantrums, everyone's having a toddler tantrum everywhere else. And it's like, you know, I mean, is it really such a bad thing that it's kind of frozen right now? No, I don't think it is at all. And I think we're fixing to understand just how toxic that was by having a few days without it. And I think it's going to surprise some people. Now, because he's got a top knot and this little hard spot on his, that beaver just was not going to chew through that last one spot, I'm going to put a Christmas button on his hat. And that's just so that there's something there. If people grab that spot, they're going to grab a button and not that hard spot. I think he's cute. I love it when I take the jute, and the longer it stays like this, the more frayed it gets. I love it. I love it. Now, when I put them out and display them, I do like fix their hair and, you know, clean them up a little bit and make sure they look their best. So I got a little 3-tier display for them. It's just really simple. It's 3 wood rounds on sticks. And so I'm anxious to see if elevating and creating different eye lines pulls more people into David's booth. I really hope it does. So I'm hoping that I'm there for the Saturday to see how Saturday goes. But I know there's no way my buddy will do both days. But I'm hoping that does bring more customers in. Hey, Georgia, I'm making a gnome I make gnomes out of beaver chewed willow. So these are just pieces of willow that have been out in areas where beaver live, and they chew the tops. You can see actually the little teeth marks. And sometimes I give them hats, sometimes I don't. But then I use actual real fur because my husband is a trapper and a tanner. And so I make real fur beaver chewed gnomes. I think they're adorable. Isn't he cute? And this is blonde raccoon. And I do dream catchers and Indian ceremonial sticks. Just kind of a little bit of everything. So if you ever want to see what all my husband does, you can go to Etsy and look for the Hillbilly Heart Decor Shop, and you can see what my husband does. And he has pelts on there, and then some arts and crafts and stuff like that. So, oh, and yeah, if anybody's wondering, my honey badger tail is still hanging out here in the craft area with me. Denise, when you get the forensics back on that, we sent Denise's granddaughter a bunch of fur samples. We know what the majority of them are, but when we got more from this Midwestern fur trapper, we sent that one as well. I'm pretty sure this was going to be honey badger, but if it comes back plain badger, let us know. But we're super excited to get feedback on that because we love that little thing. We just keep looking at it. We don't know quite what to make out of it yet. We love it. I need to sit down and have a rattle day, Gypsy. I do, because I have none left, and I need to go and buy some more horns if I'm going to do that very much, or I'm going to have to sew some round leather And I really hate, y'all know how I hate to sew leather because I have to punch all the holes before I sew them. And so literally every hole I have visited, this sounds really bad, visited like 3 times by the time I get to stitch it and lace it. And it's very troublesome on my hands. And so I hate doing anything that requires sewing. But yeah, I may have to make some. Now this guy, I'll leave his hat raw because look at that. That beaver made that. That's beautiful. But boy, I hate doing leather stitching, and so it's just it's difficult, y'all. It's really difficult. It's not fun. It's really difficult. Now I want to give him a very pretty beard. Because he is probably going to stay plain. So I want his beard to be, oops, I dropped the stuff. I want his beard to be very pretty and very full. So I think I may give him like a full-on thick raccoon beard. And that way, when his top is open, it won't look so strange because he's gonna have so much hair in his beard. But I hate to cover up that beaver chew top because it is just so pretty. And I don't quite know how to, I kind of like it crooked. Yeah, I'm going to make this one crooked. His hat's going to be crooked, so it's going to go that way. And I think he's adorable. But now I am biased because I stare at all these and I think they're all beautiful in their own way, but I am biased. And now David is going to be doing, in a few days, I'm going to be uploading a skinning tutorial. And it will have age restrictions on it, y'all. There's no way that I can do it without age restrictions. Just to be safe for the YouTube pansies. But we just want to show you how much it is work for him to get one small animal prepped for tanning. And so he's been working on a skinning video, and I've got most of it downloaded. And when I get that edited and put out there, it will kind of, if you are brave enough to watch it, you don't have to, it will show the majority of Evian's, the dedication and hard work that goes into his skill that he has. And, and not many people understand the life of a trapper or tanner anymore. And they don't understand that it's a passion and a calling. So they just wonder why people would want to do such nasty work. But it is a passion and a calling, and it's an old way of life that people are really dedicated to and want to keep in the forefront. I think there's nothing else I want to do to this one. He's beautiful. I love his little crooked hat. You can see all the teeth marks from the beaver. That was a very artistic beaver. Good, Gypsy. More women need to know how to do those things. And I mean, it's never a bad thing to have more skills than you need in a day. It's never a bad thing. Music, I heard something about that. I heard that there were a lot of deputies placed on desk duty, but I have not been able to verify that. But I heard that there's something going on there that's not quite kosher. So I'm anxious to see what comes out. Where I've been sick, I've not been keeping up with the news like I normally do, but just because my energy has gone into sleeping and healing and trying to let my body get back to baseline where it can function. I hate when I get sick and I have these days where my disorder really presents. It's so frustrating for me. If I could just have like a countdown to when my body was going to crap out, it would be okay. But I don't have any idea. And I've been blessed with a couple of days out in the last couple months. And, I want to go back to that thrift shop, and it is just like 7 minutes up the road. Legit. Do you know how scary it is for me with my body to go by myself 7 minutes up the road? And that is so sad because I'm a woman who used to supervise murderers for the state. And I'm scared to go 7 minutes up the road because I'm afraid my body will just decide, that's it. Lady, legs are not working anymore. Sit your butt down. And then I'll be stuck having to call somebody to help me get home. And that I just don't want to do that. I'm leaving him like that. I think he's beautiful. That is a prime raccoon fur piece. And I think he's beautiful, and I'm leaving him like that. He's gorgeous. Really tickled with how he turned out. He's cute. Y'all, I have a whole box. I have a whole box of little gnomes over here. I was always used, when it was deer season, I was always used when we would field dress because I was the smallest and most petite back in the day, not anymore, and had really long arms because I was so petite. I was always used, this is so nasty, but this is just Appalachia life, country life, when you hunt and go get you victuals out of the woods. So after Dad would get them, and you get the intestines and the stomach and all that other stuff out. Well, then to finish the task, you have to reach up in there and basically cut and pull like the tip of the esophagus and all that stuff out through the ribs. It's not pleasant, I know, but it's just what has to be done. And because I could fit the best up in there, I always got that job. So I was always the one who was smart enough to go to the vet and be like, can I have some of your AI gloves? And I would put on a big AI glove up to my shoulder, and then I'd reach up in there and wrench it out. But that was the job that I got because it was the easiest for me to get up in there and get it done. I have a cat stalking my kitchen window because they know I'm in here working. I heard about the Ashley Bush thing, and they found her and the baby deceased, and which is horrible. I don't know much about it, and what I do know about it I got from Country Christian covering the story. There's a lot of bad things happening in our nation right now, and if you ask me, it's going to get a lot worse, because while certain people are being called to kind of be more aware and more awakened and enlightened and compassionate and kind of fall back to old ways and fall back to some old rules, the ones that are not heeding that call seems to be kind of let loose to like what I would almost refer to growing up in the Bible Belt to a reprobate mind. And I really feel that we're going to see acts of malevolence increase and be worse than we could ever imagine in our nation. Because while some of us are having that call to come back and wake up and go back to the old ways and turn this country back to a better direction, I think the ones that are not getting that call are being loosed to run amok. And I think we're going to see a lot more bad stuff in our nation. Anytime that you see any kind of social divergence, there's a reason for the amplification. And I think the reason for the amplification is we've gotten to where we can justify just about anything. And people have, for the last decade, justified their arrogance and their animosity and their anger. And they've gotten so comfortable with those things that it's just easier for people to accept it, see it, digest it, repeat it, mimic it. And so we're going to see a lot of people that are going to be pulled into evil so easily that they'll just go beyond what is normally normal. And we're going to be probably truly surprised at what people are capable of. Denise, I'll have to read up on it because I literally know nothing else about it other than that they found them. And it was a sad thing. But You know, if you have nothing to hold yourself accountable to, and you pride yourself on being a victim, when people identify as victims and they get comfortable in the role of victim, one of the worst things about victimization, when people self-identify as a victim, is internally, mentally, emotionally, it gives them, grandma looks great on you, it gives them the ability to justify any of their behavior as a victim. And then therefore they start to believe that anything they need to do is justified, is going to be seen as compensatory behavior, and it's okay. And they get really out there with it. And they almost get an ego drive from being a victim. And they get pompous, and they get brave, and they get very self-assured, and they go to a very dark place if they turn on all those internal mechanisms and identify in that way. And that is why it is more empowering to never see yourself as a victim, because if you see yourself as a victim, not only do you admit defeat, but then you become what you swear defeated you that you're supposed to be fighting. And people don't understand that, but you would see it all the time in counseling. And they would be so mad that someone could justify their bad behavior that caused them to be a victim. But then they would be like, now as a victim, I can do anything I want to them. But they couldn't see anyone else as a victim because they justified it and thought everything they were doing was rationalized and necessary, you know, is recompense. Never, never is that okay. And sadly, we have a society of that. We have a society of people that, you know, feel like they've been in a wave pool, and so they create a tsunami. And it's like, yo, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. Brina, David is off this weekend, and he is actively going to try to catch cats. So if we get one of the feral cats caught, we're hoping to actually get all of them caught because we've got a big kennel to keep them in. They're going to be very mad at me, but they'll probably be a little bit more tame. I've gotten to where I can stroke their backs when they're eating, but then they look at me like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, well, forget that. So I tried about every other night, but he's going to try to get them caught this weekend. And if he does, I'll be yelling at you. And we got, you know, we can, it's a big enough kennel. They're going to be okay for, you know, a few days in there. But if he gets them caught, I'll yell at you. And if you still want one, you can swing down and grab one. They're really beautiful cats. They're just feral barn cats. Because my cat, I have a cat that likes to adopt all the neighborhood kittens. I don't know if she adopts orphans or she traffics in kittens. I honestly don't know. I worry. And so I always end up with 2 or 3 random cats from other litters in the area. So I don't know if she like goes to all the farms and takes all the barn cats, but she certainly brings them all here. And so I'll have stair steps of cats. So yeah, we've been trying to get him a weekend off where he could do that, and where he'd have enough time to keep a watch on, because we're gonna have to live trap him. There's no other way. And so he wanted to not freak him out and leave him in the live trap while he was at work. My hands will not function to work the live trap mechanisms anymore, especially with a cat mewing and hissing and probably attacking. So he wanted to wait till he had a weekend off so it wouldn't traumatize them too much. Because as mad as we, you know, get with them for their behavior, we really do care for them, or they wouldn't be fat and sassy. Mr. McGibbons wants to be a lap cat. He just does not, he's not sure if he's read the entire contract. But he'll sit in the window and talk to me, and I have to get on to him about the screen at times because he's like, why is this screen here? I should be able to come in whenever I want to. He has ran in the door a couple times, and then when he gets inside, he's like, oh, I didn't think beyond this crap. And then he's like, smashed the whole kitchen on his way out. But he's beautiful. I've named them all now, and I was kind of scared to name them because normally when I name things, that's when the foxes and bobcats and coyotes come out and kill them. But I named the orange one Mr. McGibbons because he sounds like a whooper monkey when he meows, and he just his voice trails off, and it's so funny. And then I named the one that's got half a face that looks like the Phantom of the Opera. I named him Phantom. I swear I think he's a little slow. And then I named the big pretty one Lux. And they all tend to answer to their names. So, and they're gorgeous. I mean, they're long-haired and beautiful and fat and sassy and healthy as can be. But they're feral barn cats. But now I will tell you what, if you ever get them tamed, they will be your babies forever, because once they bond hard. And that's just from being a feral cat. Okay, we got another big bullshit guy with a raccoon beard, and he's got a lovely top, but I think I am going to give him a hat. We have a weird setup around here because of the animals and the wild animals and the coyotes. And I found out the other day a neighbor just kept shooting. And I was like, what are you shooting at? And if you're missing, can I come over and help? Because I'd rather not have to hear you miss 5,000 times. It was getting annoying. And there had been a fox getting into his chicken coop. And I knew something was going on because nobody I had been raised close enough to would have missed that many times in succession. We shoot better than that around here. But it also happened at random times during the night. So it was very much something was coming in trying to steal chickens and then would go away just long enough to think that, the human has now gone back to sleep. And then would try it again, and you'd hear more shots. And I didn't know what was going on there for a while, because I was like, who in my area is shooting at what? And can I come help? Because if you're missing this much, it's concerning me. But it was also irritating the crap out of me because I was trying to sleep. But then it happened. It happened at 10. It happened at almost 12, right after David got in one night. And then it happened at about 3 o'clock that morning as well. And so we finally got in touch with them. And they were like, this freaking fox is getting in the chicken coop. And we do have quite a population of local little foxes. And David trapped him into a smaller den, a number, 1 year. Because they thought they were going to move into our barn. And I was like, heck no, techno. But they were trying to steal his chickens. And so that's what he was shooting at. I was just irritated because I was like, it's bedtime. Stop shooting stuff. Either kill it or stop shooting. It's just like one or the other. But now foxes are notoriously hard to hit because they are so slinky and quick. I mean, I think they're actually harder than a rabbit to hit. Because a rabbit will almost have a prepared path. Like once you see a rabbit's muscles move, you kind of know where it's going. A fox, you do not. They can duck and jive with the best of them, and they're hard to pick off. And so that's one of the worst things to have trying to come into your chicken coop, because they are terribly hard to eradicate. Very brave and very, very persistent, which I say. So I felt kind of bad for him after I found out what was going on. David put up a trail cam under a local power line access way. And because, now listen to this carefully, y'all, because somebody dumped an old deer carcass back on that power line access after they had gotten what the meat they wanted off of it. They dumped it back there. Something drugged that thing about 30, 40 foot. A whole deer. Now, the coyotes around here, if 2 or 3 of them got onto it, they might move a whole carcass. They normally don't. They're so rambunctious and prominent. They just kind of eat where it is and might, visit it for a few days, but they don't try to move anything. Could have been a bear, but normally a bear will try to bury stuff, at least throw some dirt on it. Wasn't enough marks to tell that it was a big bear, so we thought, what in the world was this? But it drug the whole coyote carcass 30, 40 foot. So David was like, huh. So he moved one of his cameras that sends the immediate photos and videos and put it there because that's very close to our house, and we're wondering what in the crap did that. And honestly, it sounds like a big cat, which they swear we don't have in these places, but we do. But hopefully we will be able to identify whatever the heck did that, because that's a big mamba jamba to move a whole big deer. You know? I mean, that deer still had its shoulders and hams on it, which I don't understand. Y'all, make some roast, eat your deer. But it certainly moved the whole freaking thing, which you got to pay attention when stuff like that happens. Because that's a big animal close to your home. So we got to keep an eye on that. So I'm keeping an eye on Oscar when he goes out and trying to look for anything moved on the porches or on the property that looked weird about dropped him. Hands are kind of screwbally today. Okay, here he is. Isn't he cute? Isn't he cute? I think he's pretty. I really do like the raccoon beards. I really like the raccoon beards on these. I think they're very pretty. But I will say that the blonde raccoon from the Midwestern guy, the North Dakota guy, was beautiful. And the otter that he sent, which was more of a sable color, was beautiful. And now we've got big pieces of badger, which I have not used. I'm saving those for special, very pretty pieces of wood. But I have badger fur, and those domes are going to cost more because badger fur is just not seen around here. We don't really have badger. We have a few fisher, but nobody wants to tangle with them. Those things are possessed by Satan, I swear. But I'm saving that fur for the really pretty big stand-up logs because those are going to cost a little bit more because of the badger fur. And it's beautiful. Oh my God, it's beautiful. So I'm waiting for some really pretty pieces of wood before I put that badger fur on there. So this little guy laid back. It's cute. But what would y'all think if y'all went out scouting and saw something had moved an entire deer carcass from where you knew it had been dropped 3 days prior? I mean, nothing goes boom around here without David knowing about it because he's got so many cameras and supervision stuff. But the cameras, you know, animals become quite aware after a while, and they learn how to outsmart the cameras and the video cameras. But that made us both go, oh crap. You know, because you got to think here in a few more years we will. What air are you barking at? Who is it? I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Well, if they have a key, they'll come in. Oscar swears there's somebody here, but I don't hear a thing. Watch somebody come through the door now. But, you know, here in a few years, we will have a grandbaby playing in the yard. So we want to know what is big enough to move. We want to know what's big enough to move a big deer hide, a big deer carcass. So y'all stay tuned for that. That's going to be, that's like David's, he's on a mission. Because that, you know, and the people that live across the creek behind us, you know, they have kids that play outside all the time. So we're kind of like, okay, we're on it. You know, because that could be a bad thing. Now, we do have bear run through every winter. We have juveniles that run this creek and go to the spring, and they're after crawdads and stuff in the creek during the winter. We understand that. We're all aware of that. We all kind of pay attention and let each other know when we see scary things. But even a juvenile bear, you can shish off. Well, y'all seen me shish one off the porch that one year. But to know that something is slinking around that you can't catch on camera, because bear just toddle through and they're like, hello, howdy, I'm going to bite this. I'm going to scratch this. I'm going to knock that down. Peace. That's kind of how bear are. But to have something slinking in the shadows and not being able to catch it on video or cams that are out, that makes me go, oh, we got a good predator. We need to really pay attention because we got something that could cause some massive harm. And we got enough kids around here. I'm just not prepared to not, pay attention and just be like, oh, it'll be fine. No, I'm gonna pay attention to this. So David is on a mission to figure out what is slinking around. So when we figure it out, y'all will be the second to know. Now this little guy looks like an old man, but I kind of think he's cute. He looks like he's had a rough life. I identify with this little guy. I feel you, bud. And I think I'm gonna leave him plain too because I just find something very honest about the plain little wooden ones that look a little frazzled. I understand them. I'm just like, I get you, bud. It's been a life. I think he's terribly cute. Oh, is that when he started barking? Y'all know that one year I had something come up and beat on the house and I thought it was David. I was in the bathroom. Like, it was about time for David to get home. So I thought, well, I'm going to get in and out of the bathroom before he comes in. And then I have to be behind him in the bathroom. If you've been married for 20 years, you know what I'm talking about. And so I was in the bathroom and I hear knuckle raps. Boom, 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 boom. And I thought, oh God, David's got home and he's locked himself out or he's forgot his house key or lost his key. But it ticked me off. If you know anything about me, I do not like for people to try to intimidate me or scare me. And if you try to scare me, I may be terrified. But I'm going to latch on to you, and I'm going to look you dead in the eye, whatever you are. Even if you're trying to kill me, I'm going to look you dead in the eye and be like, son, because I'm going to have one last parting gift for you. I'm just mean. And I always have been like that. I may be scared, but I will grab you and pull you to me. And I think a lot of that was when I worked cattle and horses. The closer you got, the harder it was for them to hurt you. So that just became my go-to move. If a cow ever or a horse ever tries to kick you, lean in because you don't want to be at the very end of the kick. You want to catch it before they get full extension. You learn these things when you've been co-cocked by horses forever. But I heard those big raps, and so here I come up the hallway thinking my stupid husband has locked himself out, and I'm fixing to rip you a new one, and I'm going, nobody ever needs me till I go to the bathroom. And then you go to the bathroom, and you have heart failure, or somebody got to beat on the goddamn wall of the house. You Lord have mercy, you probably beat the stain out of the side, and coming up here acting like a, big turd, and you behave yourself. I'll leave you outside. And I sling that door open, expecting to see my husband standing there with a very sheepish look on his face after I had ripped him all the way coming up the hallway. I knew he heard me. Open the door. Nothing. No noise, no wind, no nothing. And I have perimeter lights around my fence. And I have them. People say, why do you have perimeter lights around your fence? Well, somebody breaks into my house or gets in my land, I can see them running away. I know which way to shoot. And I saw nothing running. But I could feel something looking at me. And I knew if I acted meek, it would know it had scared me. So I just stepped out on the porch. And I'm looking around like, getting on you. I was trying to pee. No need to try to scare it out of me, Don't do crap like that. And about that time, the lights of my Jeep crested the hill, and it was David. Now, it's one way in here and one way out. I knew it could have been him turned around and tried to scare me. It wasn't possible. I would have heard him. Seen the lights, heard him, everything. He sees me standing in the doorway and swings the lights because he knows I'm looking. He sees nothing. I saw nothing. But I went outside after he got home. I went outside with my big light, and I did some very aggressive body posturing. And I said, if somebody's jacking around out here, this is a good way to get shot because I don't play this game. and we dead for a while there. And then we've had stuff a couple times hit the house, and I'll be like, oh, that's probably an owl or a bat, or, you know, I can always pawn it off. The one thing that did scare me before I figured out what it was we had an eagle land on the tin roof and the whole way down the tin. And I was like, what the heck? And then I was like, oh, and I went outside and the eagle was like, what? I was like, okay, dude, land somewhere else. But he scratched the whole way down the tin, marked 10. And it sounded like something was just peeling the roof back to get to me. And I was like, okay, fixing to have to fight for my life. We have some wild critters around here, though. But, I mean, nothing really normally scares me. Normally, whatever it is, I'm bigger and meaner than it. Like, yeah, it would have been great sound effects for like a horror movie. It was bad. I think Oscar heard something on the bluegrass that he thought somebody's vehicle pulled up. Or I can be really mean and go, Bugs home! Bugs home! Bugs home! Bugs home! Bugs home! Am I lying? Oh, Mommy lied. Mommy lied. That means Lane's home, because we call Lane Laner Bug. My 24-year-old son, I call Laner Bug. And just for short, I call him Bug. I think he thought Bug was home. I think he thought he heard something and he thought it was Bug. He is so profoundly attracted to the baby when she comes over. He's like, yeah, sit by her shirt. My husband's out in the first shed. If it is, they'll run into each other in a minute and have a squatch off. I don't know who would win that. Y'all can tell David I said that. That'd be funny. I've told David several times when he puts his coveralls on and he goes out to check his trap lines, put a freaking orange hoodie on your head because people will see you in those big burly coveralls and he's so barrel shaped. They'll think you're freaking Bigfoot. Will you please put an orange hoodie on so that you won't get picked off because people around here would shoot. And he just laughs, but he does look like a big old burly something walking through the field. I think he heard something on the Bluegrass channel and thought it was a vehicle. I'm well armed and quite cantankerous. So if something tries to get in, it's not going to have a good day. I try not to shoot outside unless it's absolutely necessary. You know, if like something's trying to kill a cat, or when I had my miniatures here, if the coyotes come into the barn lot, you know, you have to be super careful because, you know, I'm rural, but I'm not extremely rural. And because we do have that subdivision across the creek, you just have to be careful because you have to know how far, you know, most bullets go 1,200 foot a second, and you just got to know, and you got to be responsible where that bullet goes. And so I try not to shoot around here unless I've, you know, got a life or death situation going on. And that, you know, that don't happen too much. I pretty much get left alone by everybody because they know how hateful I am. And I'm not hateful, but they know I just don't play that game. So they all know what I used to do, and they know I have very low tolerance for bull crap, and they just leave me alone. They'll call me for help, but they give me wide berth if they're doing naughty things. We'll just say that. So if they're ready to go to drug rehab, my door will get knocked on. But if they're up to no good, they will hide from me. They will run the other way when they see me in town. Which I think says good things about me. I'm sorry, I fibbed, Oscar. I didn't mean to upset you. I was just making a point. No, if there's something really truly skirting around outside, my cats would be throwing a fit. I don't hear them, except for the one that's sitting by the window out here thinking I need to feed him. I don't get too tore up about thinking I'm in danger too much. And then I still have certain entities that monitor my life. I mean, once you've worked in the field that I worked in, you will be monitored by certain groups of people your entire existence. So I still get monitored heavily by certain groups. I'll let y'all use your imagination. And I'm pretty sure if something were to ever happen to me maliciously and someone were at fault, somebody would probably have a day of reckoning, because I've got so many people that I turn their life around, and they respect me, and they have a lot of admiration for me, and a lot of adoration for me, and they're very protective of me, but they still have very questionable skill sets. So I'm it's kind of funny, but you just have to have been a parole officer for a decade to understand that one. So. And I know I get actively monitored. I mean, they will let you know, but I mean, it freaked me out. If they wanted to hurt me, they could have hurt me years ago. I mean, they wouldn't wait this long to do it. As y'all can see, I'm real laid back. I don't have a problem until it shows up on my front door, and then I'll handle it. That's pretty much how I roll. So. But now my husband, when people ever say anything bad about me, my husband's like, I dare you to go say that to her face. He's like, that'd be something I'd be interested in watching how it turned out. Nobody ever does, though. Now, he is a rather odd little guy. Like, he's shaped funny, but he's, my hands, he's still kind of cute. He was a very odd lump of wood. I will give him that. He was a very odd lump of wood. And he might need just a little bit more to be cute. You know, he might need just a little bit more. I'll give him a Christmas button on his forehead. He just needs a little bit more to be cute. Bless his heart. Lord love him. And all those other Southern phrases we say that really ain't nice things. I give him a little Christmas button on top of his noggin. Because he just needed a little something extra, you know. Oh, yeah, I had something tap on my window that one night. Yeah. Marty, I'm not sure what it is right now. I've been ginsenging where I swear I saw a sign that I can only attribute to something way bigger, meaner with me, that upright and had footprints. My son has checked timber tracks where that's his job, and he would go out and check timber tracks, and he's walked in on logging roads that were smooth after a rain, like after a hard rain, that were smooth, and he's had to walk in because he didn't want to get stuck. And he pays attention, like he's a hunter, so he's tracking the whole time too. He's just trained that way. And then when he came out, he took pictures of a big footprint that had been left right in the middle of the very serene, flat, freshly rained, my cats are fussing, logging road. And the logging road was like 8 foot wide, and there was only one footprint in the middle. And Lane just took his phone out, took a picture, looked around, and kept walking. You don't mention it. You don't acknowledge it. You just keep going. You don't change your frame of mind or nothing in your body language. You just keep going. So that's how we handle that around here. But now I have been in places and had stuff happen where I've been like, I can't make sense of that. And I grew up in the woods. You know, I've hunted since I was 7, 8. And I've been in positions where I couldn't tell you what made the noises and chase the dogs when we were coon hunting. I've seen sign in the woods and seen stuff built in the woods where I'm like, got no idea what did that, you know. And if you grow up in a place like this, you just get real comfortable always having kind of a lingering, I don't quite know what that is, you know. You just get used to not knowing everything. You just get real used to not knowing everything. and you respect the heck out of the woods because, you know, we are not the top predator at all. And so every time you go into the woods, you know, you got to be careful. But when you live around here, you realize just how wild the world still is. And you try not to piss things off because it normally doesn't end well. Now, Lane has gone camping several times. Like my son, when he was 14, 15, he was a ranger in a raider or ranger in ROTC. I can't remember what it was. Oh my God, it's been years. I've slept since then. And so to bulk up on skills and stuff and to get ready for certain competition stuff, they would all go out and like bond on big camping excursions where they'd run so many miles a day. And they left one weekend. I figured he'd be gone, but they had the next week off from school. I figured I wouldn't see him till about Tuesday the next, you know, after the weekend. I figured I'd come home from work Monday or Tuesday and he'd be home. And all the kids chickened out the first night. Something come through and circled the campsite and threw a bunch of stuff in the woods. And half of them, as soon as it got quiet, lit out. And Lane was like, well, I'm not walking after I heard that. So he left the next morning. I can't get this to glue down, doggone it. Did you bring me fur?
A little bit.
Awesome. I'm about to run out of glue, so you timed it perfectly.
Run out of glue.
Yeah. I've got 2 more sticks.
You gonna get some?
No, I've got a whole box of little people over here. I think when I get done, I'll just stop. David brought me, oh, goody. David brought me some more big blocks and a bunch of beaver fur.
That's the biggest piece I got.
Awesome. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, let me get this guy's little nose on. And then hand me the absolute roundest, fattest piece of wood over there. Did I price the last one that went in there? Got to talking, forgot what I was doing.
Cut top or a regular top?
Cut top. I'd hate to use a regular top.
Best you got. Yeah, that I've
Okay,
run.
sit it down. Sorry, trying to get him
I
glued
got
in.
some bigger ones, but
Okay, so he brought me a big chunk. And I'm going to attempt to wrap this with beaver fur. And they brought me... He brought me a bunch of beaver fur. And I'm going to attempt to wrap this to make it look like a reindeer.
I may have to do 2 wraps.
Yeah, I'll have to get creative. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oscar went crazy a few minutes ago. Did somebody...
Now there's the vehicle.
Oh, he said a vehicle went by.
Oh.
Did you fall?
Yeah.
Oscar! Be careful. Did I? No, I didn't price him. See, I get to yakking and I forget what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to make this reindeer. And then we'll see how much longer my glue lasts. He went crazy. He went to bargain and going crazy. I think he thought Lane was here. And then I cheesed him and he got mad at me. Okay. I'm trying to price these as I put them in this box because I hate pricing them after. Just try to do it all at the same time so I don't have to answer 5,000 questions when we go places. Bless his heart, he looks distressed, but he's still cute. He looks like he had a rough life. Are you done? Okay. Let me try to make this reindeer. Look at my little box of bodies over here.
Well, there's 3 or 4 more boxes out there.
Oh, Lord. I mean, it's full. Actually, it is full if you want to take it.
I'll take it if you get done.
Oh, I got this whole box full of those. Good Lord, that's heavy. Okay, now let's see if we can make a reindeer, y'all. Because I actually have noses and eyes. Real noses and eyes. Let's see how this goes. This is going to be cute. All right, Denise just put in the Etsy store link if y'all want to go see what David has got in the Etsy store right now. I've got to put that pillbox hat and a couple of collars. I've got a couple of mink collars that I need to put in there. They're vintage to antique.
Really good shape.
Huh? Yeah, they're in really good shape. Okay, I think I need to wrap the top and then wrap the bottom. Well, just that way I can cover the overlap. Maybe. I don't know. I'm flying blind on this one. I've never tried to do this, so we'll see how this works out. Now, beaver is notoriously a thick hide. But it's very pretty. Look how pretty that is. It's so pretty. Okay, I think I found out how I'm going to do it. Okay. This is a new one on me, guys, so just bear with me and we'll see what this ends up looking like. But I do have like real noses and real eyes to put on them. Well, not real, but you know, like doll teddy bear noses and eyes. So it looks more realistic. Okay. Also, was talking to Jonah the other day. We need to have Jonah back on. We need to do another music session with Jonah. I know y'all really like that. So he is super busy, but he is more than happy to come back as soon as he has some time. So if y'all would like to have another musical visit from Jonah, just chime in and let me know. He is a very talented young man, and we have to work around his welding school hours, but other than that, he's more than happy to come back and visit and play some more music for us and do some more requests. I know that a lot of y'all were really impressed with how much older music he knew, and it was kind of funny. Of course, I've been close to him my whole life, so I kind of know all the music they listen to. So I knew he would know quite a bit, but even I was impressed with some of the old stuff that he knew. He's quite well versed. Okay, I got the top covered. Yeah, he's a very talented young man. I've told him, I know you're going to welding school, and I know you're extremely happy to be going to welding school, but do not stop your music. That's my one thing, is do not stop your music. And he's promised me that he never will. So, okay, let's see how we get this done. I already need another glue stick. Y'all pray. I might be able to dig up 1 or 2 glue sticks in the craft room. And this is beaver pelt, so I have to use a lot of glue because it is so thick and hateful. I mean, it is just really a turd to work with sometimes. Like right now, it's being a big butthole. Come on. It's being a turd right now. Let's try that again, shall we? I just burnt myself. Okay, got half of it on. David, will you message Jacob and see if he's working tomorrow?
What?
So I can do a Walmart delivery. I hate to make, well, I can still do an order unless you pick it up, so you don't have to. Okay, I've got it wrapped. Now I'm just blending the edges. Trying to get the top hair to overlap the bottom hair. Kind of look more like one whole piece than two separate. So we've got it wrapped. Now he's going to have ears right here, so don't freak out. He's going to have ears. Glue that down real quick. I don't like the way that looks. Okay. I swear, sometimes I wonder where I get my ideas. Okay, let's see here. Stop your whining. Oscar's gotten to the age where he whines notoriously all the time. All right, I'm going to try to set the antlers. I'm going to show you what it looks like after I get the antlers set. Now, because it's got a very dark fur, I'm going to leave the antlers the light color. I'm going to have to use more glue than I want to. I think I'm going to have just enough to finish this. Oh, I don't know if anybody saw on Instagram or YouTube, but JJ Longhorn and Kelsey are expecting now their second child. So Junebug is going to be a big sister. All right, we have antlers. Isn't that cute? We have antlers. Okay. Now I have eyes too. I bought eyes and noses. Let's see if I can find a pack of eyes. I may have to get my eyes in a minute. Let's see. So I got these safety noses that you can actually punch through stuff, but I actually got them just because you could put a lot of glue behind them because they got that. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so cute. Okay. Pushing the hair up to the glue to really hold on to that nose, but to also kind of make the nose protrude and be a very important part. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. It has a nose. It's so cute. Let's see here. Because I am a weirdo, I'm going to give it googly eyes. Oh, I'm dropping pom-poms everywhere. See, I've got to find the biggest ones in the bag. That. And that one. I'm not used to putting eyeballs onto things. All my gnomes are blind. Oh, it's going to be so cute. Man, I almost need tweezers to put those on with. Smish. Smish. Okay. This is either the weirdest or the cutest thing I've ever made. I will make my mind up later about that. Now, we don't want you to have a lazy eye, so try to glue onto the same place. I mean, if you need a lazy eye, I understand. This is killing me. Look at that. He needs ears. Oh, I knocked over my wrapping paper.
What's new?
Oh, nothing much. I gotta get on my felt. I gotta find the right color. Is that a cat? Nope, that's a coyote. Do you hear it? Okay, listen, they're doing locator calls again. That was a dog, but the first one was coyote. They're getting brave around here, y'all. They're getting brave. I bet you if I were to turn off my bluegrass, y'all could hear that. I'm cutting his ears out. Bear with me. David's out listening to coyotes squawk. I'm giving him little tan ears, but with little black insides. And then I'll put probably a little pink dot in there. Well, no, may not. I've got to give him a tail too. I'm trying to watch my glue consumption. Okay, now when I'm going to put the ears in, I'm going to curl them like this, pinch them, and put them in because they will look more lifelike. So I'm going to pinch them and then put them in. This guy is so cute. Oh, I burnt my finger. Burnt my finger again. Did you hear him?
I is a coyote locating, but none of it answered.
No, I never heard one yell back either.
Over Sewell's.
There's a dog yelled back once, but I never heard a coyote yell back.
I heard a dog barking, but that was a coyote.
Yeah, there's a coyote locate call, but then a dog barked back. Very confused dog. Ow.
Shut your mind. Here.
This is so cute.
Lay down.
Now this also took a lot of fur, so it will have a price tag. So people may not be too happy about that, but you know something, if you want fur stuff, you got to pay for the fur, and fur is expensive.
It's real.
Yeah, but it is, you get a real authentic piece of art that has a story, which I think is really neat. Okay, I'm going to put some glue on the front and pull the ear up and around. That's good. Do that over here too. Now I have to give him a tail too. Oh, I've got so much glue string around here. Are y'all ready for the extreme cuteness? I don't think you are. Does time fly by? No, well, it depends on how invested I get in it. If I'm having a really good time, yeah, the time goes really quick. If I'm struggling or they don't go together as easily as I think they would, then sometimes it's, look at this. Now I can give him little like hooves, little arms and hooves out here if I want to. But I'm going to give him a big tail on the back, and I may just let him sit like this. I think he's adorable. I need to blend those fur lines in a little bit better, which will just take a little backwards up and down brushing. But is he not adorable? Is he not adorable? I guess I could give him a little tongue too, but I hate to. That is cute. That is so cute. And he's all completely covered. He is a beaver pelt reindeer. And I'm going to give him a tail now. That will, he'll be a one of, because I can't use that much fur all the time. So he'll have a little bit more of a price tag on him for the amount of fur that he's got on him. But he would definitely.
We got a bunch of coyotes that we can make like that.
Oh yeah, we got some coyotes we could use. So I may make some more. But these will definitely, if we're using that much of a pelt, they'll definitely have a price on them. But I do have to admit, he turned out way cuter than I thought. I mean, I knew he'd be cute, but that's adorable. Okay, let me glue his little tail. I got glue up my nose, y'all. It's either hair or glue. I think it's glue. I need to make the inside of it white because when they run away, it's white. And then people wonder why I charge for them, so much for them. I put a lot of work into this. Like I spend a lot of time and thought into this. This is a labor of love, y'all. Now I'm going to have to brush and blend his backside a little bit better. But this is extremely cute. Let me get his tail put on. Parting this beaver fur to get the glue down to the base is the hard part. That is difficult. Burnt my finger again. If I got paid for every time I burnt myself, David would never have to work ever again. I'm gluing it, like surrounding it into the hair so it looks more like a part of him. And bending the hair over and gluing it onto him. I think he's adorable. I think his name, well, it should be Elliot. He's got glue on him. Look at his butt. It's his little tail. He's adorable. I know, isn't he cute? That turned out so much cuter than I thought. And I could do some and even paint the noses red, and it has a real little nose. That is so cute. Now I'm gonna have to flush him and blow dry him and fluff his hair and do all that, but he turned out really cute. I'm tickled with him. I just want his fur to go certain ways to hide the seams, but I'm really tickled with him. Now he's big. He's like, he probably weighs 2.5 pounds. He's a rather large guy. So how much should I charge for him? Because he has got literally like a quarter of a beaver pelt on him. I think he's adorable. Wish I could find real little deer hooves. He is so cute. My ordeal is always pricing. Let me try this one thing and see what y'all think. Y'all can give me a yay or nay on this. I don't know if it will work the way I think it needs to work. I made little deer hooves. Oh, those ears, yeah. Those ears are adorable. I'm making little deer hooves, but I don't know. I'll stick them in there and see what y'all think about them. I don't know if he needs them or not. They are kind of cute. Just not sure if they're absolutely necessary. Because I can take it and just, I mean, ask Gypsy about Cluck Gable. I can take it to an unhealthy level. Okay. Let me just stick them in here for a minute and see what you think. Well, they'll hold. Okay, let me just hold them back. I'll do it this way. Got glue all over me. Now, here's the thing. Does he need a little... I'm going to be fluffing him for days. Does he need... Here's his little split hoof. Does he need little split hoofs stuck into his fur? Or is he better just left normal? Is there anything normal about him? Does he need the hooves? Yes or no? Does he need the hooves? Now, don't all y'all answer at once. I know there's a lag, but does he need the feet? Yes? Okay, thank you, Marty. Marty has... Oh, I've got to split. Okay, somebody has to break the tie. Somebody break the tie. Somebody break the tie. I've got one way and one the other.
Where? Hootie.
Sabrina, break the tie. Does he need feet or not? Does he need the hooves? Yes or no? That little derpy face. He's so cute. There's a fiddle breakdown in the background. I'm sorry, I'm jigging. Okay, somebody break the tie. Somebody else sound in. Does he need feet? Yes or no? I'm almost leaning yeah, just because I've given him the big felt ears and the big butt. Gypsy, call it. Somebody call it. We're all in suspense here. Sabrina Dawn, where did you go? I need a tiebreaker. Does he need the hooves? Yes or no? Because I don't want to glue them until I know. I mean, I think they're cute. Like if you know. Denise is like, I'll just give up. Go for it. Okay, China says keep the hooves. China is the owner of one of my rather strange creations. I like his little hooves. Now the other ones I may not put hooves on, but I really do think these little hooves are cute. Okay, let's get these hooves tucked in here. It kind of helps break up the line of the fur too, where the fur meets. And you kind of take most people around here will know it's hooves, but if I were to take him like to a faraway sale, I probably wouldn't put hooves on him because then I would probably be around a bunch of people that wouldn't know what they were. I think they're cute. They're not as weird as I thought they'd be. Hi, Heather. It's got to have the hooves good. I'm glad you like him. I think he's adorable. I think this turned out better than I ever anticipated. Think I definitely will make a couple more of these to sell and might paint a few of the noses red so we have Rudolph so that they can either get a regular one or a Rudolph. He's probably going to have a heftier price tag on him. So, I mean, he probably won't get over $15, $16, you think, Dave? Because we might put a couple extra bucks on them for the amount of fur that goes into them, but we still want people to be able to purchase them. So he will go to the sale and be probably $16. And the normal gnomes that are about his size they're about 10. This is beaver pelt. So this is a very nice, very thick beaver pelt. Very shiny, very pretty. So I think he's adorable. And he turned out really well, so I will sell him, but I think I may have to make me a mini one just to have sitting around the house. He's very cute. Get the glare off his eyes. I think they will sell really good. People are getting back to where they like the homemade stuff again. They like to see a little bit of creativity and talent. His tail's adorable too. I like his big tail. I think people will enjoy this. I think he's cute. I'm going to have to buy some more felt so I have the fur matches for color. But I think he's really cute. So I'm tickled. We made several gnomes this evening, and this guy, we did really good. The other night, if you missed it, we made Christmas trees. I taught you how to make a rag quilt Christmas tree that is still on my table that just fell. And I put my fur up here. I'm still kind of fluffing him and giving him a haircut. I made a teeny tiny one for scale so that I wouldn't be like spending 10 years cutting fabric. But if you do this at home and make a Christmas tree, a bigger one, please share a picture and send it to us. I'm fixing to make a big one for a centerpiece for my table. But I made a tiny one the other night just to show you all for scale because I didn't want to be tying knots for 10 years. But we made a little ragtime Christmas tree the other night, and I finished up some of the frame stuff and did some wire-shaped hymnal creatures. I did some leaves and a bird and a Christmas tree to decorate a picture frame. So we've done some odd stuff this week. Definitely some creative stuff. And definitely happy to end the week's work with this guy. He's very pretty. I'm tickled to death with how he turned out. I knew in my head it looked good. I never know if it's going to actually work out that way. Well, Heather, I may put a couple on Etsy, but I'm telling you, the shipping is what is so bad because these guys will weigh about 3 pounds when we get them packed. 2.5, 3 pounds.
There's some lighter ones out there.
David said he would try to go through the box and pick the lighter, the ones that had sun dried more and were lighter. And I will try to make the lighter ones Etsy sales so that they will ship cheaper. But shipping will still be a little bit, but we'll try to make them.
They may not have beaver fur.
Yeah, this one is very heavy. He is a very solid piece of wood. He's a chunk. So we will have to get the ones that have sun dried and are drier, more seasoned, so that they're lighter.
They may not have beaver fur though.
They'll be a mix between beaver fur and coyote fur, but they'll either look like a dark reindeer or a caribou. So it will be cute. So I'll try to pick through some of the lighter ones and make a couple to specifically put on Etsy. I hate the shipping is something I hate, but because we primarily work with heavy fur and wood, it costs to ship, and I hate that, but it costs to ship. Okay, Heather, and I will.
Let me see how
this one's kind of heavy because he's pretty.
All right.
He's pretty heavy. And I can put them on Etsy if you want the protection of an Etsy purchase, or if you want to yell at Dave on Hillbilly Furs and do a private purchase. You're more than oh, this one's super light. This one's super light. He's super light. So my husband's trying to kill me. We're having a domestic.
Sorry. You got it on my hand.
Is that what you're going to tell the jury?
Yeah. That's lighter than that.
Well, yeah, these two are really light, but he's not as big. I like this one because he's bigger.
There's probably some that big. There's probably a little lighter out there. I'll go through and check them out.
But we'll go and pick out the lighter ones and make a few. And I can send you pictures, and you can pick the one that you like the best, and I'll list it, or you can do a private pay. Oh God, that one's lighter than that one.
I don't.
Same size, basically. That one's lighter than the other one.
That one's not bad either. See?
Yeah, that was a little bit shorter.
Yeah, that in your right hand, it's probably about to be about that.
This one's pretty good. I like this one. I'll make a couple of lighter ones and then send you some pictures. Heather, have you ever messaged me on Facebook? Well, honestly, it doesn't matter. A lot of people do the friends and family on PayPal just so that they don't take fees out. It saves me having to put an ad on Etsy because it's so much per ad and then so much percentage to sell. And I mean, it's not that much. So if people want the security of an Etsy sale, we don't mind it. But we can do a
shipping direct. You can't do Etsy.
Yeah, the shipping. Sometimes we can save you a couple bucks on the shipping because Etsy wants the weight put in and estimates it on its own. And sometimes we kind of know what it will ship for, and we can kind of lower the shipping when we ship. You don't like that cheese, huh?
All things left is that spicy stuff.
David just threw a whole pack of cheese away.
Not a whole pack.
Okay, yeah, it's Elizabeth Waters on Facebook, or you can DM me on Instagram. It's Isby Waters, IZZBY Waters, or you can just yell at David at Hillbilly Furs on Facebook, and just make sure you touch base with me somewhere so that I know where to send pictures when I get them made, and I'll try to do some of these tomorrow when I get more glue. I'm tickled with these. I think these turned out super cute. I only have 4 more sets of antlers, so I don't know if I should order more or not. I might ought to, but I'm tickled the way these are gonna look. I'm really excited to do a coyote one now and see what the coyote one will look like too. So as soon as I get a couple made, I'll send you pictures. So make sure you touch base with me.
There's enough gray fox in there to do one.
Oh, David says he also has enough gray fox to do one, maybe.
All that stuff we bought, there's a whole bunch of
Oh, yeah, I can use those. Okay, I can use that Midwestern.
There's a badger.
I don't want to use the badger. I want to use the badger for gnome beards.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of it, so you might be able to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to need to buy more antlers. That's the only thing I purchased on them. I got the doll noses from a lady that had overbought, and they normally cost like several dollars a bag. She sold them for like $1 a bag at a sale, and I was like, heck yeah, I'll take those. And googly eyes, not that expensive. The antlers are a little pricey. They're a few dollars a piece, but they're so cute. I don't mind purchasing if they turn out this cute. I don't mind purchasing stuff that turns out this cute. So definitely we'll be making more of these. I guess I'll be doing an antler order tonight too. So I'm tickled. Had such a good night. This turned out really cute, and I really appreciate y'all's feedback, because sometimes I do take it to an overkill status. Just ask some people. Well, y'all have seen me make some stuff. I'd get a little gaudy every once in a while. So thank you for your editing eye. Marty, you were a big help as well. Thank you for hanging in with us. And if I do well again tomorrow, I'll try to do another live. David is home this weekend, so it just depends on where I'm needed and what I feel like I'm capable of doing. And definitely we'll do this Sunday couples check-in. I know y'all always look forward to that, so we definitely will be doing that. Make sure to check out the Etsy store over the next several weeks. There's going to be a lot of stuff come and go. I need to put a few more gnome ornaments on there, and I'll try to make that happen. Marty, I appreciate you. You have a very good editing eye, and I do get a little carried away sometimes. So hopefully I'll either have a couple more to show you tomorrow, or we'll sit down and make a couple more and see how they turn out and see what else we can get into. But if you want one of these and you just want to do a private purchase, yell at David on Hillbilly Furs. If you want the security of an Etsy purchase, let me know. I just need to know, because whatever you guys want to purchase, I need to get listed or get to you so that I can make more for the sale that we're going to in December. Well, that David's going to in December. So just make sure you reach out and touch base soon, because I have a feeling these are not going to last very long. So, but I will try to get some more gnome ornaments listed, and then get, pending feedback, get a couple of these listed first of the week. But I'll try to get some gnome ornaments listed, the really new pretty ones with the bigger beards. I'll try to get some of those listed tonight or tomorrow. So I appreciate y'all spending time with me. Yep, go check out Dave's new channel, DNL Trapping with Trapper Dave. Uploaded he did a little video where you watch him actually put out a 330 body trap, and it's dangerous, but he shows you everything he has to do to make sure that the beavers can't drag his trap off, and where he has to put it, how it has to be set in the water in the slide so that it catches him just right, and the safety device that doesn't let his trap go off. So y'all get to watch kind of what he does. And he's going to have a skinning video coming soon. You don't have to watch it, but he's going to put it out there for people that want to see that side of things. And he's done quite a bit of recording the last couple of days, and I'm working on downloading and editing. So just be patient. This new software it's new, and I'm old, so it takes a minute. But things seem to be marching right along now that I'm feeling a little bit better. So I ate too much today at lunch and did not do well, so I'm going to have to be careful with how much I eat. But I am back to eating and getting more energy, so things are looking up. But we'll do this again tomorrow, most likely, as long as things go good around here tomorrow. And I feel good. We'll do this again, and I might possibly have a different colored one to show you when I go live. So make sure you're checking in. Make sure you're touching base on Dave's channel. Go give him a follow, and also go check out the Etsy store and stay in touch, because we will be doing a giveaway again on Sunday. Clara is still waiting on hers, because I got a little carried away artsy-fartsy with Clara's. But I'll get it in the mail to her. It's one of the more in-depth ones I've done. It had more pieces to it and more gluing, more layers that I had to do. So but we are trying to give away nicer things between here and Christmas, so that if you get something, you kind of feel like you're getting a little Christmas gift. And we're also going to try to be doing a little Christmas shuffle, a little present shuffle between everyone. It's going to be a very simple, it's going to be one more simple than I made it for Clara, but it's going to be a very simple art piece that you all can make from things you already have in your home. And we're going to try to pair up and make sure that everybody gets a gift from someone else. So if you have someone that you're talking with, or you're comfortable with, or you have a P.O. box, or like you have a family member that has a business address, so that don't get something shipped directly to you, start thinking about that so that you can latch on and pair up with one of our other subs and get something in the mail for Christmas. That way everybody gets something for Christmas. And if you don't have someone to pair up with, yell at me, and I'll either find you someone to pair up with, or I'll pair up with you. So we're going to be doing some really cute stuff and just trying to make sure that everyone that is someone that's here a lot has a good Christmas and get something in the mail and gets a gift. Let me see that badger. I'm going to show him badger.
Oh, I don't know if put it away.
Oh, you didn't put it away.
There might be enough box or do one.
Right.
There's some more big pieces.
That would be a pretty reindeer.
There, another piece. That's gray fox.
Okay. I may try to wrap one in gray fox that kind of look like a caribou. That would be pretty.
That's all the big pieces I got.
I can patch them. As long as I can brush the corners really good and patch them.
We got tons of them.
David is digging through the pelts right now and getting me pelts. So we're going to make this happen.
So
Everybody stay in touch.
Yeah, we should be able to do a few coyotes and some more beavers.
He says we've got a few coyotes and maybe another beaver or two. So we'll see how that see how that works out. Okay, I'm going to shut up now because I could talk forever. I could talk hind leg off a mule. So me and Tiddlywink here. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Go to bed in a positive mood and wake up in a good one. Be thankful for 3 things and try to make somebody else smile. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.